and each of you is invited to be here because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of Jeremy and Missy. Jeremy and Missy would also like to thank everyone for making the trip to Pensacola Beach. Obviously crazy times right now, and they are very appreciative of all you trailing here. It's not, at your own cost to come down here. They really appreciate you for being here on their wedding day. I think I've had the good fortune to meet most of you here today at some point or another, but for those who I haven't met, I've been Uncle Tat to both Missy and her younger sister Danny since either one of them could talk. As a matter of fact, it was many years before they even knew my name was Terry. Missy called me last year when the wedding was supposed to have happened and asked me if I would perform a ceremony. And I could think about it if I wanted to, but there was no reason to think about it. I was very honored to do it, and finally a year later we get to do it. I truly can't think of a better venue than this beautiful beach for an occasion I know is not only monumental for the couple, but for all of us who are lucky to know and love them as individuals, but even more so as a perfect pairing. Pensacola obviously is a special place to Missy since she lived here when she was young. It's a perfect location for a destination wedding. The most remarkable moment in life is when you meet the person who makes you feel complete, the person who makes the world a beautiful and magical place, the person with whom you share a bond that is so special that it transcends normal relationships because it's something so pure and so wonderful that you can't imagine spending another day in your life without them. Now, Jeremy and Missy have asked that I keep this speech short, classy, and family-friendly, and to leave out stories that are unflattering to either of them, so I've had redline stories about previous flings and such. For some reason, it took Jeremy a while to realize that Missy was like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and she was the one. But during this time, Missy's parents grew very attached to Jeremy's son, Sawyer. They fell in love with him before they did Jeremy. But as time went along, it became obvious this was meant to be. When you know, you know. And not that they needed any more convincing, but then little Silas comes along, and now we've got the making of a great little family. I know how deeply these two care for each other and love one another, and I feel privileged to be here today among all of you as a witness to their commitment to a lifetime of love for one another. As a third-party spectator to their developing love, it was extremely clear the two of them represent a perfect pairing because each of them complements each other so well. They balance one another, and while each of them is a tremendous individual on their own, together they are even better. Being together as a team, a unit of partners to crime is what has been many years in the making, ultimately leads us to be here today, witnessing their commitment to one another in front of those they love most. I wish I could tell you a single story about how these two summarizes their relationship and how they enrich each other's lives, and the lives of each of us, but the truth is there really isn't a single event. That's a good encapsulation. What I do know is that both care deeply for each other and passionately for each other. They protect each other and make each other laugh and think outside themselves. That time magically seems to both fly and slow down when they're together. They help each other in ways that are obvious and unnoticed, but always appreciated. Jeremy and Missy, as you stand here today before God, realize that you are preparing to celebrate one of life's greatest gifts, the depths of which you've only begun to explore. Your level of love and commitment is something that many seek, but not everyone finds. The bond you share is a rarity in this world, and its fruits more valuable than any precious stone or metal. Marriage, of course, is more than a formal exchange of rings. It is a sacred and solemn promise to one another that no matter what, you're in this together. Life is full of surprises, both positive and negative. By nature, it's impossible to know what is around the next bend. However, with a trusted partner by your side, you may take comfort in the unknown. Whatever storms may come, you will weather them together. That is the beauty of love. Not only does it cradle us when we are feeling weak and tired, it creates a solid foundation on which we can always rely. Henceforth, your lives will become permanently intertwined. The union you form today is built to withstand any and all challenges. Through sorrow and joy, through failure and success, through despair and triumph, your bond will persevere. Buoyed by the everlasting love you both share, with the vows exchanged today, you will both finalize this promise and begin life anew together. As we gather here under the eyes of God, let us also recognize the seriousness of the occasion. Marriage is a profound, sincere commitment and one worthy of our reverence. The Bible makes note of the power of partnership in Ecclesiastes. It reminds us that two are better than one because because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Okay, well, I'm now going to invite you guys to exchange your vows. Jeremy, You prepared some words. Go ahead and start.
Yes, I kept it nice. Okay. This is the day that I've dreamt of for far too long. Not only the day to make you my wife, but the day to know that my best friend will always be my friend. This is not about one or the other, but both of us. I want to tell you why you are the one. First is the person you are, who you strive to be. Not only to be better, but to always better this family. When I came into the picture, I know it was not perfect, but you accepted me for me. You took Sawyer in as your own, and that was the starting line for me. Then your family showed me what family is and what it should be. Down to football on Sunday or arguing about politics. No matter what, we always loved each other at the end of the day. Then we had Silas. Surprisingly come along, and in Silas fashion, he has no fear of anything or anyone in the world. Just like his mama, strong-willed and ready to take on this world. The mother you are to these boys reminds me of my mother and your mother. You have taken me and my fears and shown me that there is nothing to be afraid of. You have taken me and grown me into a better person, a better father, and for that reason I know that I am ready to take on life with you. So I devote my life to you. To take on any challenges that we have, because with you I know we can prevail and make it the toughest of times. Your family, and you above all, have shown me what true love is and what the meaning of family truly is. For that reason, I take you, Miss Meyer, to be my wife.
Missy, whenever you're ready.
I should have gone first.
That's okay.
Okay, you two should hold hands now, please. Jeremy and Missy, you will now hold hands. Do you take Missy as your wife? Jeremy, do you take Missy as your wife and your companion? Do you promise to share her laughter during the good times and wipe her tears during the bad from this day forward? Missy, do you take Jeremy as your husband and companion? Do you promise to share his laughter during the good times and wipe his tears during the bad from this day forward? Let us proceed. The wedding ring is a symbol of the unending power of love between two beings. Its circular shape has no beginning and no end, representing a boundless spiritual connection. The ring should be worn proudly as a symbol of the commitment between you and your spouse. Even when you find yourselves apart, your rings will provide a powerful reminder of the love you share. Oh, thanks. Okay, Missy, you're going to go first. Missy, please repeat after me. Jeremy, with this ring, I commit my love to you for all time, giving you all that I am and all that I will be. Please accept it as a symbol of my love. Go ahead and place the ring. Jeremy, repeat after me. Missy, with this ring, I commit my love to you for all time. I giving you all that I am and all that I will be. Please accept it as a symbol of my love. Family and friends, by the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church and by the state of Florida, I now formally pronounce Jeremy and Missy to be husband and wife. Let us celebrate their union. Go ahead and kiss the bride, Jeremy. Jeremy and Missy, may you enjoy a lifetime of sunrises and sunsets together. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Bolden.